What's happening, my friends? It's Cast Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people who just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. You don't have to have a podcast. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. Miss Cass, hashtag JBT, the Boxing Menu Podcast Plus. What's up, Boxing Menu Podcast Plus? Al Booger. What's up, AB? Salute to everyone, and welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, the Box Storian. Today, boxing in Arizona. You know what time it is. If it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's the Box Storian. And that's me, your friendly neighborhood box storian, bringing you all that boxing history. Boxing is the greatest sport of them all. That's why we love it, can't get enough of it. How's everybody doing this afternoon? Today we continue the History of the State series, boxing in every state in America. We did Alabama last week. This week is Arizona. Now I know Alaska falls in between Alabama and Arizona. But Alaska doesn't have too big of a boxing history, but I got a little write-up on it, but not much. Today is mainly going to be about Arizona. Well, we're going to touch on Alaska because we're doing all the states, okay? But how's everybody doing this Thursday afternoon? Did y'all catch Pro Box last night? Yep, it's the Pro Box week. And then we got Friday night boxing again. We've had a lot of Friday night cards this year. Couldn't find it. It ain't for Saturday this week. So we have to settle for Friday. Normally, we can always count on UK, England, Wales, Scotland, somewhere over there to bring us a card, but not this week. But we got some big stuff coming up, though. One of the fights is in Arizona, and we're going to go in depth on it. Bam Rodriguez against Juan Francisco Estrada coming up next weekend from, I'm not sure if it's Phoenix or Glendale, but it's in Arizona, and I'm going to touch on that during the show. Bam is going up to 115, where he's been before. It's only 3 pounds. He held the title, I think it's Juan Francisco, as the WBC 115 strap. Bam actually had that title before. He vacated it and went down to 112, where he's unified right now. And now he's going back up to 115, trying to get his old title back. Bam is one of the young guns who's going to be a superstar for years to come in the sport. I believe he's like 19-0, something like that. Estrada is a veteran. He hasn't fought since 2022, the trilogy against Chocolatito. We're going to touch on all that when we get into that fight. But yeah, boxing in Arizona. A little history of boxing in the state. We're going to look at some of the venues, because they got a couple of venues that have some big fights over there. That's where the robbery between Oscar Valdez, when he robbed Robson and Stacey, I remember, when they robbed Robson, the Oscar Valdez, that was in Arizona at one of the arenas. I believe it was, I can't remember, but I got it it's in the show. But remember, Oscar failed his A and B samples of the drug testing. Then they let him fight anyway. Then he got beat. Then they cheated and gave the fight to him. Wow. But that was Mauricio's belt, WBC, and Oscar is Mexican. And Mauricio is very pro-Mexican. So yeah, that was ridiculous though, man. The man failed his A and B samples, was allowed to fight, then got beat, then they cheated and gave him the fight anyway. Yeah. But when he got in there against Slick Shakur Stevenson, he got what was coming to him. lost the belt, and then he lost again to Navarrete. So, yeah, that's it for Oscar Valdez. Yeah, just be fighting, just to be fighting. I don't think you ever see a title again. Not what we have at 130 right now. And plus, he's over 30, so yeah. He should have lost the title that year to Conceição. They robbed Robson. Yeah, but we're going to get into it in about 15 minutes. Let some of my people get into the building. We're going to get started. But don't forget the raffle. Yo, everybody got their tickets. You know, the JBT raffle is coming up July 13th at the big meet and greet. $10. That's all. For a 55-inch color TV. Just send your $10 to this cash app right here. We got a commercial, but I can't get it to work. It says it's the wrong size for my channel. But I got a mouth. I can talk about it. Just send your $10 to this cash app here. $, JBT Network, all caps, and the number 1. And you're in. And you don't have to only send 10. It's $10 per chance. Enhance your chances. Send 50 and get 5 chances. There you go. Right there. $, JBT Network, all caps 1. Send $200 and get 2,000 chances. You'll probably win it. Okay? But $10 will get you 1 chance. The drawing is July 13th. You do not have to be present to win. We will notify you and be able to look out for your TV. Because sometimes they put it outside on your doorstep like they did me. I got 2 55 inches and one of them got delivered. I pulled up and there was this big box sitting on the doorstep. And I walk up to the step. It's my TV outside the door, the front door, where everybody walks past and looking. And yeah, so be on the lookout for your TV if you win it. But send $10 to that cash app and you're in the drawing. But as boxing fans, we are in great shape. We had the Face of Boxing last weekend, remember? David Benavidez made his debut at light heavyweight, was successful. But he didn't have, his punches weren't as effective as they normally were at 168 because, you know, bigger guy. And that guy looked like he got stronger as the fight went on that David was up against, but he pulled it out and got the win. He's now the WBC interim at 175. And the WBC championship is held by Arthur Beterbiev, and he's going to be fighting Bivol, so Benavidez will be trying to get a shot at the winner. That will be an interesting fight. I don't think he beats either one of them, to be honest with you. And Canelo is coming around to the Bud fight. I don't think Bud beats him. Too many weight classes. They have weight classes for a reason, you know. So I think Bud is going to go up there and get knocked out. I think Mel made the distance, didn't he? Charlo, when he got beat up. You know, Bud ain't knocking Canelo out. Those guys at 168 can't do it. So Bud Crawford ain't coming from 147 knocking Canelo out. Canelo got one of the best chins, not just in this era, in the history of the sport, man. You know, I saw Triple G landing some stuff on Canelo, just looked at him and swung back at him. So no, it's going to be strange seeing Bud Crawford get knocked out. But you know, he's jumping 3 weight classes. Well, actually 2, because he's going to have a fight at 154 by then, because he's fighting at 154 in August, remember? So yeah, but he's still jumping through 160. Now, if he had time and did it the old-fashioned way, go to 54. Then go to 60 and fight, then go to 68, I might pick it. But just jumping through weight classes like that, that's not what they were made for, man. And it's just a money grab, just like Jamel did, you know. But it's not worrying about legacy. He's worrying about pocket right now. So that's what he's doing. And good luck to him. But I don't think he's going up there and handle Canelo. Canelo is the undisputed super middleweight champion for a reason. Now, I don't like all the way he's moving, you know, not fighting his his mandatories like he should. Now he fought Jaime Munguia, and people will say, well, Jaime was a mandatory, but Jaime was just coming to 168. Benavidez has been his mandatory for years, so no, I don't buy that. Real Prison Talk with Tommy in the building. What's up, Real Prison Talk with Tommy? That's Coach Thomas Morris. He started his channel, Fire Channel. I know everybody in here is subscribed to him, but anybody that's listening that's not subscribed, got some videos over there. What a story. Been through the New York prison system and came out. Now he's a successful personal trainer. His first child on the way. Great story. So it got going to be a great channel. Great addition to the JBT. Salute, Coach. Good to see you today. We are talking about boxing in Arizona. Also, we got another new channel, Angry White Men, with William Old School of Rant and D1. They had their first show last week. They're coming on Fridays. Not sure the time yet because Old School was saying they wanted to do it after the Hangout and Rise at 10. Because coming on at 7, they have to go off at 8, because, the JBT channels, we don't step on each other's toes. And the Hangout comes on at 8, so the Angry White Men would just get an hour. So if they went to 10, they could go for as long as they wanted to. They wouldn't have to cut it short. So I think that's a good idea. But I know the next show is Friday. I just don't know what time. But a good Fire channel. Yep. Just boxing talk. That's all it is. Here you get the history talk. But we got everything for you in the JBT. We got the history. We got a fashion show. We got the Angry White Men. We got the Real Prison Talk with Tommy. He's also a personal trainer. You might get some of that in there too. Then we got the Casuals Corner breakdown with Ant McQueen and Thomas Hill. You haven't watched the fight until you watch one after a Casuals Corner breakdown. And then BN Boxing News, BVO Boxing TV. We are growing, man. And we got a lot of Fire members, like Al Booker in the chat there. Boxing Menu Podcast, plus Rose with a whole bunch of them. Mike Mazik is coming. Mike Rim, Lottie Lee, Tim Layton, all of them. Melanie Queen 27. We got some Fire Queens in the JBT too, like Miss Cass, Melanie Queen, Mrs. Just Do Boxing, Miss Joette, Barbara E. Barbara D has an E. We got everything covered over here at JBT. And guess what? We even got the mayor of YouTube in the JBT. He just came into the building. Thomas Hill hashtag JBT. And also the deputy mayor of YouTube, William Old School and Rant. Probably working. But salute Thomas Hill hashtag JBT. Good to see you, bro. How are you today? Talking about boxing in Arizona, and I'm going to touch on Alaska. Not too much of a boxing history in Alaska, but we're going to touch on it because it's one of the states. And this is History of the States series. History of boxing, every state in America, every Thursday for the foreseeable future. What is it, 52 states? Something like that. And so I guess that'll be Thursdays in the next year, right? And then we got, Tuesday will be one of my historic shows, and Wednesday is the show that I take out of the chat. So any show you want to see or profile on a former boxer or current boxer, put it in the chat, and it will be done on Wednesday. And then Fridays is my regular profile that I do. And this week it's King Carlos Monzon, one of those great champions from the 70s. And the 70s had some great ones, man. 95% of the champions from the 70s is in the Hall of Fame, man. Roberto Duran, Alfredo Escalera, King Carlos, who we're going to do a profile on tomorrow. The heavyweights, Ali, Foreman, Frazier, Holmes, Norton, Cooney. You can go on and on with them. But, all those guys are in the Hall of Fame. So that's 70s. They call it the golden era of the heavyweights, but it was a golden era period in boxing, man, the 70s. Yeah. Sugar Ray Leonard Hagman, Bobby Chacon. He's the uncle of Skywalker, Boxio. I think that's his mom's brother, Bobby Chacon, yeah. So yeah, but King Carlos is tomorrow, and today is Boxing Arizona. We're gonna start in a couple minutes now. We got a few more people coming, but you know, they'll catch up. But how was everybody? It's Thursday. Everybody catch Pro Box last night? I don't even have what happened. I've been busy. You know, these shows, my show lasts 2 hours, but it takes a lot longer than 2 hours to put it together, man. You know, with my slide display and all the research and all that. Yeah. Oh, there wasn't no Pro Box last night? It was Pro Box week, wasn't it, Coach? They didn't have it? Okay. You know what? So if I had even tried, I wouldn't have what happened last night. Wow, I wonder why. Wasn't this week Pro Box? I know it's every other week. I don't think we had it last week. Oh, man. Okay. Well, we got Friday night boxing again, but I didn't see it. I don't think we have a card Saturday this week. I don't think. Guess we had that big Face of Boxing card last weekend, so they think we need a week to get ourselves back together. But it's coming right back on the 29th. I think we got Bam Rodriguez and Juan Francisco Estrada. I'm going to talk about that fight during the show because the show is on Boxing in Arizona, and that fight is in Arizona. Bam and Estrada. Yep. And like I was saying before, Bam is going after a title that he had before, that WBC at 115. He's been up there. It's only 3 pounds. So yeah, they jump back and forth in those divisions. Bam vacated that title and dropped back down to 112, became unified there. Now he wants his title back, you know. Plus he got to get Juan for beating Chocolatito. That was Juan Estrada's last fight was 2022 against Chocolatito, remember? He won the 3rd fight of their trilogy. And Bam's last fight was December 23 against Sonny Edwards, but he unified 112, yeah. So they I'm gonna have some link time today too, and I'll drop the link because we had a lively conversation going at the end yesterday. Anytime BVO Boxing TV is in it, it's gonna be lively. I stayed out of it. Thomas Hill and William Old School did a pretty good job on it. Ray Patterson, straight out of New Jersey in the building. What's up, RP? You're just right in time. See, everybody know about that 2:30 when I start. Ray Patterson, what's up, RP? From New Jersey, home of Slick Shakur Stevenson, Just Do Boxing, Mrs. Just Do, Baby Do, yeah, New Jersey, and Ray Patterson. Now I got something on the screen, not now. Something had to just put these commercials. It's crazy. Yep, from Jersey. That's right, T Hill. Let's get started on today's show. Boxing in Arizona. And I'm going to touch on Alaska first because it is one of our states. But Alaska doesn't have much of a history. But, you know, got to touch on it. Everybody okay this, what is it, Thursday? This time is going by so fast. I remember I was just sitting here Monday asking everybody how the weekend was. Now we're almost up on another weekend. My weekend starts on Thursday. Azim Shabazz in the building, yeah. Azim, you are now a managing moderator on Cast Sports, by the way. Yeah, I guess you noticed you turned blue there, yeah. But salute Azim Shabazz. Azim is dressed in his blue jeans now on Cast Sports, yeah. He deserves it. He's a regular. He always putting good stuff in the chat, you know, lively, keep the conversations going on. So, welcome, Azim Shabazz, to Cast Sports Moderation. But salute. We get ready to start on the show now. Yeah. Azim says, salute to all you great ones. Yeah. You're one of the great ones too, Azim. One of part of the Cast Sports family. Let's go. Oh, you're welcome. You deserve it. You deserve it. Very deserving of it. Okay, we're going to start with Alaska just briefly because Alaska doesn't have... I couldn't find nothing on Alaska. I had to invent some stuff. But here it is. Here's what I got. I even got a picture, a slide display of one guy from Alaska. One guy. But we got like 10 boxers from Arizona we're going to do a profile on. Yeah. But Alaska, now because it is geographically isolated from every state in America, the rest of us, securing marquee fights is difficult for any fighter based in Alaska. In fact, the state has only played host to a select number of professional fights cards. Although Hector Camacho did fight there in 1983. Now, David Curry, he was a 2008 U.S. Olympic team member, although he did not box in the game. He was a standout amateur and is a longtime Alaska resident. He now owns a boxing academy in Anchorage. Now, David Curry was a pro prospect, but he had to retire due to injuries, before joining the paid ranks. Okay, never made it, never turned professional, but he had a good amateur career. He was a good prospect, but he suffered injuries. He never made it to the professional ranks. Now, this guy here, told you I had a picture of one guy, Cody Koch. Here he is on the right. Koch. I don't know how to pronounce names, even if they're 4 letters. If your name ain't Smith, or like Thomas Hill, Morris, like some of the names in the chat, I don't know your name. There's Lonnie Lee. I knew he was coming. You only missed like 30 seconds of the show, Lonnie Lee. Salute. Lonnie Lee, hashtag JBT. That JBT is important. Just boxing talk. That's all we're doing. That's all we all do. Just boxing talk. Salute, Lonnie Lee. Now, Cody. What's wrong with the music? Give it for a minute. I'm putting Cody's name in there. Cody Cook, Coach. Koch. I'm just going to say Cody. That's him on the screen. Now, no boxer from Alaska did more than Anchorage's Cody Koch, whose rapid and remarkable rise to prominence in the 1990s was unlike anything we ever seen in the sport. Cody broke into pro boxing in 1995 after winning a national amateur. No, he won a national tough man contest, okay? He was in the tough men, right? And he won his first 24 fights as a professional boxer, with 20 of them coming by knockout, fought in the 90s. In 1998, he twice fought for a heavyweight title, fell a little short. First, he fought against Ed Mahomes for the vacant WBO belt. Then he went up against WBC champion Vladimir Klitschko. Cody was 6'2", southpaw. He was a hard-hitting brawler who handed 4 pro fighters their first loss. And his biggest win came in 1997 against Booker T. Word. And Booker T was 23-5 at the time. Okay? Alaska. Told you, they don't have much on Alaska. But it's between Alabama and Arizona. So I had to touch on it. Now let's talk about Arizona. Okay? Bear with me for a moment. Touch on Arizona. Boxing in Arizona, that's the title of the show today. Tomorrow is going to be the profile, and that's on King Carlos Monzon, middleweight from the 70s. And him and Hagler would have been a good fight, but King Carlos got out of there just, before Hagler really became prominent. So they never met up. That would have been a good fight. King Carlos was probably at the end of his career when Hagler was just, really starting his career. That would have been just a good dream matchup anyway, Boxing in Arizona, okay? Everybody doing this afternoon. Now, When boxing began in the state in 1919, this is Arizona, began in way back in 1919, it was subject to specific restrictions, right? Fights were limited to 10 rounds. Okay, you couldn't go over 10 rounds when it originally started in the state. Limited to 10 rounds. You couldn't fight on Sunday, okay? No fights on Sundays. And boxers were required to wear padded gloves, at least 8 ounces each, okay? At least 8 ounces. Okay? I gotta find a place marker. There it is. I keep that in my hand now because I keep losing. Gotta keep that place marked. And boxers also had to be declared to be physically fit by a physician, okay? And get this, written notice to the sheriff of the county where the fight was to be held had to be provided at least 5 days prior to the fight. A permit from the mayor or county board of supervisors was required. And the ticket price had to be published in a newspaper of general circulation in that county, okay? So they had to do a lot. Then, in 1958, the Arizona State Athletic Commission was established to regulate all professional boxing, sparring, and wrestling matches and exhibitions. 1958, the Arizona State Athletic Commission, okay, was established. And the commission was made up of 3 members appointed by the governor of the state. And they each served 3-year terms, okay? Provisions of the act applied in any county with a population of more than 125,000. Now, the provisions of the act applied in counties with a population of less than 125,000 if the Board of Supervisors adopted a resolution asking the commission to assume jurisdiction of professional boxing and wrestling in that county. There's Let's Talk Fashion, hashtag Remo. What's up, Let's Talk Fashion? The second season began yesterday, right? A fire show, hashtag Let's Talk Fashion. Told you JBT has everything. We got an even good fashion show, history, hangout, voice of the streets, let you know about everything that's going on in boxing now. We got Prison Talk with Coach Tommy, Cadmus Corner. One of the biggest channels in these YouTube streets, the Rise Podcast. We got everything. 2 Angry White Men. Got that too. One of them's going to be on here with me Monday doing a profile on Max Bayer, William Old School Rant. He was on here ranting last Monday during the JBT panel discussion. Something happened down in his neighborhood and he was ranting. He was angry. Okay. Yeah, we're talking about boxing in Arizona today. Now, in 1982, the Arizona State Athletic Commission was renamed to the Arizona State Boxing Commission. Okay? So they changed the name from the Athletic Commission to the Boxing Commission in 1982. Then, in 1997, tough man and non-traditional fighting contests were authorized, and the commission was allowed to enter into intergovernmental agreements with tribes to regulate boxing on Indian reservations. Yep, and we had a few fights in the last few years on the Indian reservation. Okay. Then, in 2010, the name of the commission was changed to the Arizona State Boxing and Mixed Martial Arts Commission. Okay? And that's what it is currently. That's what you see up there. That's what it is currently right there. the Arizona Boxing and MMA Commission. Okay? Now let's talk about a couple of venues up there where they had these fights at. We got a fight coming up at one of them, and I'm going to talk about that. Okay? That's Cody Cook. He's one of the big-time Alaska, was a big-time Alaska boxer. Okay. We're going to talk about a couple of venues now. That's the Desert Diamond Arena. Okay? Where they have some of these big, I think Benavidez is fought there. Okay. Oscar Valdez, yeah. Now, the Desert Diamond Arena. It's an indoor entertainment arena located in Glendale, Arizona, which is located about 12.5 miles northwest of downtown Phoenix. Now, it's owned by the city of Glendale and is managed by ASM Global. Desert Diamond Arena is currently home to the indoor football leagues Arizona Rattlers since 2024. They just moved there. And it used to be home to the National Hockey League's Arizona Coyotes. And the Coyotes played there from 2003 until a couple years ago, 2022. I think they moved to the other one. I'm not sure where State Farm Arena, I think that's where they play now. I didn't include that because they don't have too much boxing at State Farm. Mike Mazik in the building. What's up, Mike Mazik? Salute. I knew Mike Mazik was coming. Wow. Oh, man, I put Let's Talk Fashion's name on the wrong side of the page with the fighters. The fighters that's going to profile. I got Revo down there with them. Wow. You're not from Arizona, are you, Revo? Yeah, that's the boxer that's from Arizona. And I'm at the bottom of the page already. But salute Mike Mazik. Mike Mazik gave me that fire profile I did yesterday. That was a fire one. Anybody missed that, better go back and watch that show. Tyrone Everett. Ooh, that was, I enjoyed that one. Okay, yeah. But yeah, the Arizona Coyotes of the NHL played there until 2022. And the Desert Diamond Arena currently hosts boxing, concerts, and other entertainment throughout the year. And it has a total seating capacity of 19,000. And it opened in 2004. So it's been open about 20 years. Adam Hurley. What's up, Adam? Adam Hurley is from Arizona. All right. We got an Arizona resident in the chat. And it's boxing in Arizona today. All right. I'm going to drop the link a little later, Adam, and you can come up and add some information to the show. Yes. Yeah. I'm going to drop the link in a little while, about a half hour when I finish. You're welcome to come up, Adam. Tell us anything that I missed about boxing in Arizona. Okay. Now let's talk about the Footprint Center. That's another arena over there that hosts boxing. Adam might have been there. Might have been to the Desert Diamond Arena and the Footprint Center. That's the Footprint Center right there. Yeah. Footprint Center. Now that's a multi-purpose arena in Phoenix, Arizona. That opened under the name America West Arena. Remember? Phoenix Suns used to play there. Charles Barkley and all them. Michael Jordan went out there and beat them in America West. Sorry, Adam. America West Arena. That's what it used to be called. Right? And it opened on June 6, 1992 as America West. And that's the home arena of the Phoenix Suns of the National Basketball Association. The Phoenix Mercury of the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA. And it's the former home of the Indoor Football League, Arizona Rattlers. They play at the other one now, I think, Desert Diamond. Now, it hosts boxing, concerts, ice shows, and other events, such as professional wrestling. Has a total seating capacity of 17,700. And is also called the Purple Palace. Yeah, I've heard it called that, the Purple Palace. Among the notable boxing events held there include Oscar De La Hoya's early fights. We had Michael Carbajal, WBO World Junior Flyweight title fight against Jose Camacho in 1994. And Michael is part of the profile because he's one of the very prominent boxers from Arizona, Michael Carbajal. World champion boxer from the 1990s, early 2000s. And Julio Cesar Chavez ended his career for this last fight at the damn, I forgot that fast. Excuse me for a second. Julio Cesar Chavez had his last fight at the Footprint Center. Sorry about that. In he ended his career there. Jaime Munguia versus John Ryder was also there this year, January 27th. Yep. That fight was at the Footprint Center. Jorge Finks in the building. What's up, Jorge Finks? Hashtag JBT. And we got a big fight coming up there next weekend, a week from Saturday. Bam Rodriguez versus Juan Francisco Estrada. Yep, that's at the Footprint Center next weekend in Phoenix. Bear with me for a minute. 1 minute. Yeah. Bam Rodriguez and Juan Francisco Estrada is fighting at the Footprint Center next weekend. Okay? Let's talk about that fight for a little bit. Since, we're talking about the Footprint Center. BN Boxing News. What's up, BN Boxing News? And Trump. All my friends is coming in the building. What's up, Trump? It's always good to see Trump in the building. And BN Boxing News is in here too. Another Fire JBT channel. Y'all, everybody here know about BN Boxing News, though. But anybody don't, get over there and subscribe. You don't know what you're missing. Yeah. Had a fire post-fight on the Tank Davis and Frank last Saturday. Salute BN Boxing News. Yeah, Jesse Bam Rodriguez versus Juan Francisco Estrada, June 29th, 2024, a week from Saturday, next weekend. It's going to be at the Footprint Center, Phoenix, Arizona, we just talked about, right? And this fight is shaping up as potentially one of the biggest fights of this year, those two. Estrada comes in with 44 wins, 3 losses, 28 knockouts. Now, he hasn't been in the ring under the lights since December 2022. That was a rubber match win over Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez, remember? Their trilogy. Yeah, that was the third fight. While Bam comes in at 19-0, 12 knockouts. He's coming off a unification fight win over Sonny Edwards. That was last December, 2023. And that fight was at flyweight. That's a division lower, below super flyweight, where Bam and Estrada will meet. Okay. Now, Bam has been at 115 super flyweight before. He actually held this title that he's fighting for next weekend. WBC super flyweight title will be on the line. And Bam had that. He vacated that to go down to unify titles at flyweight. Now he's back up there trying to get his old title back, which Estrada has won since he vacated. Okay. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more in the building. I saw that orange. I knew it was Bruce Gas. Yeah, he always puts that orange in there. I'm going to be monetized soon. It's going to be a little dollar sign down in the corner soon. I'm under less than 100 hours to go. I think I need 89 watch hours. And then I'm monetized. Okay? Hint, hint. Oh, yeah. I'll be monetized. But anyway, at 24 years old, Bam is already a 2-division world champion and potentially becoming one of the faces of the sport for the next decade at least. Into the 2030s. He's only 24, already a 2-division champion. And they're calling this fight Crown Duet. And like I said, Bam has an opportunity to regain the belt he once held in 2022 before he vacated it to move back down to flyweight. and he went down there and unified titles there. Now he's going back up. I believe he still has the titles down there. Yeah. Oh, he's sparring Chocolatito, Trump? Okay. Yeah, I know he is. I'm picking Bam in that one. Who you picking, Trump? Sound like you picking Bam. I'm picking Bam, yeah. Chocolatito. I don't know if he's going to get Juan out of there, but I know he'll get a decision over. Yeah. Yeah, Chocolatito and Bam had said they would never fight. I guess Chocolatito is retired, right? I haven't heard anything from him since that trilogy, that rubber match against Estrada, you know. So, yeah. I guess he's retired. I don't know if he officially said he was retired, but I haven't heard anything from him. But yeah, this fight is coming up next weekend. We don't have long to wait, and that's potentially one of the biggest fights of the year. Estrada's WBC title is on the line. Okay, and the fight with Estrada is Bam's 6th consecutive title fight, and a win would be regarded as a career best for him. Yeah. Yep, this is definitely his biggest fight. Estrada's been in some big ones, including 3 against Chocolatito I just talked about. So yeah, Estrada knows what it takes under the light, but I don't think he's going to get this one. But it should be, I wouldn't be surprised if he did, but I don't think so. Nah. Now let's look at some of the fighters that's from Arizona. Okay. First have to be Michael Carbajal. That should be Michael Carbajal. Nope. Oh, that's Estrada. I didn't show you. That's Estrada. I was supposed to show you him and Bam. That's Juan Francisco, and that's Bam, who we just talked about. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry, I forgot. It's Juan Francisco Estrada going up against Bam Rodriguez next weekend. We don't have long at all to wait. Like a week and 2 days, and it's here. Okay. But let's talk about Michael Carbajal right now. We're going to talk about some fighters from Arizona now. It is Michael. Partially blocked by Michael Carbajal. Okay. One of the most famous fighters from Arizona. But the Benavidez is from there. Now, David was born there. Jose Benavidez Jr., his brother was actually born in California, but they moved to Arizona when he was young, so I included him. He grew up in Arizona, fought out of Arizona his entire career, so yeah. But Michael Carbajal, now, he's a 5-time world boxing champion of Mexican descent. His nickname was Little Hands of Stone, after his favorite fighter, the Hands of Stone, Roberto Duran. You know, I love me some Roberto Duran as a fighter, man. Yeah. And that was Michael Carbajal's favorite fighter. And they called him Little Hands of Stone. Yeah. He's from Phoenix, Arizona. And considered by some, like I just said, to be Arizona's greatest boxer. But I guess, David Benavidez is going to have something to say about that in the future, because what is David Benavidez, like 25? So, yeah. He'll have something to say about that by the time his career ends. Okay. Adam says, I went to high school with Carbajal's siblings and cousins. Oh, man. North High. Okay. Told you. We had Adam Hurley went to school with Michael Carbajal's siblings and cousins, called North High in Arizona. Is that in Phoenix, Adam? Phoenix, Arizona? Okay. I'm going to drop the link in a little while, Adam. You come on up and expound on this boxing in Arizona. But yeah, okay. And I forgot to put, I typed the man's name in a long time ago and forgot to hit enter. That was the first guy I talked about. There's Bruce Gas Boxing, Jazz and more. So you ever heard of Nico Perez? Yeah. He's boxed in the late 70s and 80s, had 80 fights. Yeah, I was looking at Nico this morning, Bruce. I didn't find it, but I've almost included him on here, but I couldn't find a lot on him. Yeah, Nico Perez, Bruce. Yeah. See, I got his name scratched out on the list. But yeah, I heard of him. Yeah. Couldn't find a lot on him, Bruce, so I didn't put him in. And Nico Perez. Yeah, Michael Carbajal. Now, where was I? Got a lot going on in the chat here. I love it. Yeah, Phoenix. Okay, Adam says that was in Phoenix, where he went to high school with their sibling. Yeah, he fought everybody. Okay, Bruce. Yeah. And you say he fought in the late 70s? Yeah. In 80 fights? Yeah, that's how they did it back around that time. Nobody ducked anybody. Everybody had losses because you was fighting the best every time you got in there, you know. Yeah. You wasn't going to beat all of them. Everybody had losses. Ali had 5. Duran, Sugar Ray, all of them had losses. If Floyd had a foot in that era, he would have had losses. Not unless he would have been ducking people. You know what I mean? But anyway, Carbajal is from Phoenix, Arizona. And considered by some, I read that, to be Arizona's greatest boxer. And he also won an Olympic silver medal in 1988. And he's a member of the International Boxing Hall of Fame. He has a professional record of 49 wins, 4 losses, 33 by knockout. Michael Carbajal. So, you know, if Michael was first, you know who got to be second, right? David. Yeah, David. David Benavidez. Currently still active. Now, he's from Phoenix also, Phoenix, Arizona. 2-time WBC super middleweight champion right now, and the current interim WBC champion at super middleweight and light heavyweight. He just won that this past weekend. The interim at light heavyweight. Yep. Just said it was successful in his debut fight there this past weekend. I'm not even gonna mess with the guy's name that he fought. Yeah, I don't even know how to spell it, so you know I can't pronounce it. Okay. Chavez Sr., McGuigan, Juan Laporte, Salvador Sanchez. Ooh, he fought all of them. Oh, okay. Wilfredo Gomez, yeah, from one of the best from Arizona. Okay. Now, where were we? David Benavidez. Yeah. He fought all of those people. Wow, that's a resume right there. Wow, wait. Yeah, he fought all of them guys. He got a serious resume. Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., Barry McGuigan, Juan Laporte, Salvador Sanchez, Wilfredo Gomez. Wow. Wait. Yeah, I was looking at him this morning. I scratched his name out. I should have kept Dickie. Well, we just got a profile on Nicky Perez from Bruce Gas Boxing, Jazz, and More. I know he had a serious resume. Wow. And David Benavidez. Yeah, he's from Phoenix. He just became the interim champion at 175 this past weekend. Already was interim at super middleweight WBC. And he won his first title at 20 years old. And David is the youngest super middleweight champion in history. He was part of my list. I think it was a couple weeks ago. I did the youngest champions at each weight. Yeah, David is still the youngest super middleweight ever at 20 years old. And he's coming off a win this past weekend in his debut fight at light heavyweight. And currently he has 29 wins, no losses, 24 by knockout. So that's a pretty good knockout rate for David. Yeah. I didn't figure it out, but it's definitely up in the 80s. Yeah. David Benavidez. Next is Jesus Ramos. I included him. Youngster. Not much on him. Jesus. Somebody else. Now, Jesus Ramos. He was born in Casa Grande, Arizona. I hope I said that right. He turned pro in 2018, and he won his first 20 fights before losing a controversial decision too. We all saw that. Erickson Lubin, remember that? And that was an eliminator fight for the WBA junior middleweight title. That just happened. I think it was earlier this year. Yeah. In his last fight, he defeated Johan Gonzalez by 9th round TKO. That was at T-Mobile Arena in Vegas. And he's currently 21 wins, just that one loss, that controversial loss to Lubin. And he has 17 knockouts. So that's a pretty good knockout rate also for uh, Jesus Ramos. Okay. Nate is David's brother, Jose Benavidez Jr. Now, Jose was actually born in Panorama City, California, but his family moved to Phoenix, Arizona when he was at a very young age. And that's where he grew up at, okay? Now, Jose challenged for the WBA welterweight title in 2018. And of course, he's the brother of professional boxer David Benavidez. And he also had a role in the movie Creed 3. Played a guy named Felix Chavez, remember? Last year? Yeah, Jose was in that movie. And Jose got shot in the leg in August 2016 in Phoenix while he was out walking his dog. Yep, Jose Benavidez. And I'm going to drop the link in a little while to get some good conversation going on. Okay. Next is John Henry Lewis. Remember I did the profile of him Friday? He grew up in Arizona. Now he was also born in California, remember? But he moved to Arizona. I think he was like 3 or 4, something like that. Yeah, so I put him on here. John Henry Lewis. Now he moved to Phoenix, Arizona from Los Angeles, California with his family at an early age. I think it was 3 or 4. And he grew up in Arizona. You know, his father owned a boxing gym there. He had 2 brothers that boxed. And he's the uncle of LL Cool J, the rap star. His brother, I think his name is Christy, is LL Cool J's mother's father, LL Cool J's grandfather. Yep. So John Henry is his uncle. And he found out LL Cool J was older when he found out on this show that used to come on. And they used to trace the person's roots. And LL Cool J found out that boxer John Henry Lewis was his uncle. Yep. And John Henry held the world light heavyweight title from 1935 to 1938. And the Ring Magazine, well, you heard all this Friday, but the Ring Magazine named him the greatest light heavyweight of all time. And that was back then, you know, before Michael Spinks and all these guys we got now, you know. Bivol, Beterbiev, all of them guys. But he still ranks pretty high, yeah. I wouldn't say greatest of all time. Not right now in 2024. But he's up there. Now, John Henry's career was cut short after 8 years due to blindness in his right eye. But he still had over 100 fights. And remember, I told you Friday, he averaged over 14 fights per year. Remember that one month he had fighting like, what was it, like 3 weeks apart? Yeah. And he's a member of the International Boxing Hall of Fame. And he had 117 fights altogether. In 8 years. He won 101, he lost 11, and he had 5 draws. 58 by knockout. John Henry Lewis. Yep, that's John Henry up there. What's that, Adam? Adam said I didn't know that. Okay. Chalky Wright is next. From Arizona. Going a little ways back now. Chalky Wright. Yeah, but Drew Scarce, I had Nicky, the guy you was talking about. Nicky Perez had his name. He's right after Chalky. Had him scratched out. Yeah. But wow, he had a serious resume. So Bruce Gas gave us a little profile on Nicky Perez. Yeah. Ooh, he fought everybody. 80 fights. Yeah. He fought everybody. Chavez, Salvador Sanchez, Wilfredo Gomez. Them was the guys back in that period, man. Yeah. Yeah, Saad Muhammad Azim, definitely one of the great light heavyweight. Yeah, Matthew Saad Muhammad. Yeah, it's a good one. That's for my era, 70s, 80s, around in there. Yeah, that's when I first got into boxing. But Chalky Wright from Arizona. Yeah. Okay, Chalky Wright. Now, he was born in Wilcox, Arizona. He fought from 1928 to 1948. He had a 20-year career. Okay? And he held the World Featherweight Championship in 1941 and 1942. Held it 2 separate times, 41 and 42. And get this, his career record was 171 wins, 46 losses, and 19 draws, 87 knockouts. So that's 217 to 19. That's about 238 fights. 171 and 46 is 217, right? And 19 is 238. 238 fights. Wow. In 1993, Chalky Wright was number 95 on the Ring Magazine list of the 100 greatest punchers of all time. And Chalky was voted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1997. Chalky Wright. Yeah, he was way back there. From 1928 to 1948. Okay. Wow. Azim Shabazz says, I lived with Saad Muhammad at the end of his career. He was his top sparring partner. Wow. Yeah, I knew. You told you was a boxer. Wow, you sparred some serious people, Azim. Adam says there's a famous gym in Arizona called Central Gym, where a ton of famous boxers used to train and still do. Yeah, I started to look at some gyms called Central Gym. Okay. That's where a lot of the famous boxers used to train and still do. Okay. Wow. Central Gym in Arizona. Okay. Now who's next on the profile list? Got a young guy. Elijah Garcia. I don't have too much on Elijah. Now, Elijah is an undefeated middleweight boxer and an exciting young star. He possesses the skill, speed, power, and composure to become a world champion. He turned pro from top prospect to top contender in an instant, proving to be an elite talent with each step up in class. Now, right now, Elijah is 16 wins, 1 loss, 13 knockouts. So that's not a bad knockout rate. 16 wins, 1 loss, 13 knockouts. Not bad. Elijah Garcia, exciting young boxer coming up through the ranks right now. Elijah. Okay. Arturo Leon. That's him on the right. Arturo Leon. Now, he was a Mexican-American former boxer from Arizona. Junior lightweight. He was in the ring with Alexis Arguello for the Nicaraguan World Boxing Council's World Junior Lightweight title. He challenged Alexis Arguello for his WBC Junior Lightweight title. And he went the whole distance with Alexis, beat him by 15-round unanimous decision. But he can always say he was in there with Arturo Leon. Winding down now. Okay. Next is Tony Montano. There's Tony Montano. Everybody smashing the appreciation button. Yeah. Okay. Tony Montano. There's Tony. Now, Tony had a successful boxing career in the early 1950s and 60s. In 1967, he was a 3-division champion and held the Arizona state titles as a middleweight, light heavyweight, and heavyweight at the same time. Okay? That's a wide range there. Middleweight, light heavyweight, and heavyweight at the same time. But of course, we didn't have cruiserweight then. We didn't have super middleweight. Okay? So middleweight, light heavyweight, and heavyweight were back to back to back at that time. No super middleweight, no cruiserweight. Okay? And Tony had all 3 of them at the same time. He fought 4 former world champions and fought for the WBA junior middleweight crown in 1964. And in 2001, he was inducted into the Arizona Hall of Fame. And his overall record stands at 49 wins, 31 losses, and 18 knockouts. Okay. I have one more. I'm going to put the link in if anybody gets to hit it. We had a lively conversation going yesterday. I wouldn't mind continuing that today, but BVO TV ain't in here. When BVO TV is around, it's always lively. Where you at, BVO TV? And the last one is Manny Elias. Okay. Last Arizona boxer I had. Manny Elias. Now, Manny is from Phoenix, Arizona. Okay? He fought in the bantamweight division from 1957 to 1970. He had a 13-year career. Had a total of 75 fights. Like Bruce said, Nicky Perez had 80. That's how they fought back in them days. And he won 51, lost 22, had 2 draws. And it's safe to say he wasn't a power guy because out of 75 fights, he only had 15 knockouts. Tony Montano, okay? And that's what I got on boxing in Arizona. I'm going to put the link in. If anybody cares to hit it, come up and continue that lively conversation we had yesterday. Now, I'm on my phone again. I had a hard time getting the people up yesterday, but I'm going to put it in. I hope everybody enjoyed that. Next week is, what's after Arizona? I looked at it, but I forgot. It's the Baltimore. Oh, that's not a state. What's after Arizona? Arkansas. Right, Arkansas. Might do a couple states because, we come into some states that don't have a big boxing history in it. So might include a couple of states in one day, But I know Arkansas will be one of them next week. Because that's after Arizona. History of boxing in Arkansas. I'm sure it was some boxing. I'll find it. And don't forget, tomorrow is the profile on King Carlos Monzon, one of those champions from the 70s. Great decade of boxing, man. All those guys in the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Majority of them. Remember, Roberto Duran, Esteban de Jesus, Alfredo Escalera, Salvador Sanchez, Wilfredo Gomez, and you can't forget about the heavyweights, those guys. Yeah, and that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. King Carlos Monzon. Life and career. I know Bruce Gas got some stuff he can send me. He always sending me good stuff when I do these profiles. Yeah. I've been very handy too. Yeah, we're going to talk about King Carlos tomorrow. Middleweight. Yeah. Ruled the division. And say he dropped Joe Frazier. You know anything about that, Bruce? They say King Carlos dropped Joe Frazier in sparring one time. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I looked it up. It said he did, but yeah. Yeah. Joe was a small heavyweight. Him and Carlos might have walked around the streets about the same size. Out of the ring. Yeah. No? Okay. I think I got it now. Had to bring them up from the phone. Yeah. And I couldn't find anything for Saturday. We got a Friday night fight this week. We have Rafael Espinoza is putting his he's making his first title defense of his 126. What is that? Strawweight title that he took off of Obese. Was that last year or early this year? And I know I was looking for the rematch with what's up, Tim Layton? Tim Layton hashtag JBT in the building. I was looking for a rematch between Espinoza and Robisi because that was a good fight. They don't do it like the old days. Always was a rematch. You took the champion's title, man. You gave him a rematch. But I guess they do it different now. Ralph Espinosa, I think it's Rafael Espinosa going a different direction. He's fighting. So I think he's fighting somebody named Chirino or something like that. Chirino, Chirino. Yeah. And so yeah, Rabisi's not getting the rematch. This phone doesn't even let me know when somebody's backstage. But that's Friday. That's tomorrow. Yeah, Friday. Right, that's tomorrow. Rafael Espinosa against Chirino. See who else is on that card. But I couldn't find anything for Saturday. Not even from over in the UK, where they usually always have some kind of card, but not this week. But we got, I think Teofimo is fighting next weekend too. But I know we got Bam and Cali would be a big one. Adam Hurley says, yeah. We got Bam and Juan Francisco next week, and I know that. And that is going to be fire. Those two. We got the old veteran against the young guy. But hey, Bam's been around in his early career. He's been unified at 112, been a champion at 115. So they like he don't have any experience. I'm picking Bam for that. What do y'all think about that? Bam and Juan Francisco. That's potentially one of the bigger ones of the year, that one. Yeah. That's going to be fire. Looking forward to that. I got Bam by decision, though. I don't think he'll get Juan Francisco out of there. He'll get him outpointed. Juan Francisco hasn't fought since Chocolatito fight. The third fight of the trilogy. Yeah, that was his last fight. That's been a minute. 2022. Okay. Going into the second year. So, wow. It's a long time out of the ring to be going up against a guy like Bam. Bam was in there last in 2023 against Lamont Roach is fighting next weekend too, Adam. Okay, he's on one of those cards. Because I know we got Teofimo versus Steve Plackett, and we got Bam versus Juan Francisco. I'm gonna check it out. Yeah, Lamont Roach. Oh yeah, he's making his first title defense, right? In DC. Yeah, Friday night, Bruce, tomorrow. Yeah, Espinosa's making his first defense. Yeah, against Chirino. Yeah, Lamont Roach is also making his first title defense too. He just won the belt from Hector. Remember? Yeah, I forgot about that, Adam. Yeah. I believe that's 130. And it's in DC, in his hometown. Yeah, he's from DC. You got it. He's having that fight in his hometown, Washington, D.C. Lamont is 130. What we got? We got 130. I can't even remember it. I know the guy that just, well, I'm thinking about featherweight. Nick Ball just beat Raymond Ford. He's one of the other featherweight titleists. Okay, what'd you say, Thomas Hill? I thought Hector won that fight, but it was a close fight. Yeah, Hector, he didn't do enough. He was, I don't know what was wrong with him. Because that was after the Tank fight. He looked a little gun shy. He wasn't a Hector at all that he beat the guy Chris Colbert, remember? He wasn't that same Hector at all, man. From that fight. When he fought that Hector would have beat LeBron Roach easily, I think. But it seemed like he was kind of gun shy after the Tank fight, you know. So that was a bad knockout. It wasn't that bad, but he was sitting on a stool, couldn't see. So it was bad to him. But yeah, I didn't think he did enough to get the nod in that one. He was kind of gun shy. He wasn't himself. But it was a good fight. I wouldn't mind him running it back. But fighters don't do that nowadays like they used to do in the old days. I mean, the champion give you a shot, you beat him. They used to give the champion a shot. Right back. Yeah, I saw that Bruce. He beat Bobisi, yeah. It's like they was trying to rob him because they took forever reading the scorecards. They were down there in Florida. They took a long time. Then they said, it was for the WBO, they said some kind of announcement like the Florida State Boxing Commission is conferring with the WBO. And I'm like, what's going on? They're getting ready to get you, Espinosa. They're getting ready to get you. But they gave it to him. He got that knockdown in the last round. That's what sealed it. If he hadn't got that knockdown in round 12, they would have took it from him. Yeah. But they couldn't because he clearly beat him. Yeah, the knockdown in round 12 saved him. We got June 27th. That's on a Thursday. Yeah. We got some fights on Thursday next week. But on this card tomorrow, we got Rafael Espinoza versus Sergio Chirino. And we got Troy Osley's on there versus Javier Martinez. Floyd Diaz is on there. Steven Navarro. Not a bad card. Wow. And then we got a Thursday night card. Next week, Darius Fulgham, the heavy super middleweight. Because Fulgham fought that heavyweight as an amateur, right? Versus Ronald Ellis. Yeah, Fulgham fought in the heavyweight division as an amateur, but he came down in the pros. Yeah, so that's a pretty good card tomorrow night. Not bad at all. Nothing for Saturday. Probably a card somewhere. Then Teofimo versus Steve Claggett. Anybody found out who Steve Claggett is yet? Robisi's on that card too. Robisi. What is Steve Claggett? American? European? Mexican? Asian? Who is he? I never heard of him, man. Anybody know? Who is Steve Claggett? Steve Claggett, send us a picture of yourself. Nico Aliwaj is back in action on the Teofimo card, Steve Claggett card. Nico Aliwaj, wow. Brian Polacco. So boxing is in great shape. And then the big one. Juan Francisco Estrada versus Jesse Bam Rodriguez. For Estrada's WBC Junior Bantamweight title, which Bam had before. Remember? Yeah, Abraham Supernova. He lost to Oshaki. Is he on one of these cards? Okay. I missed his name. I would have definitely mentioned him. Abraham. I like Abraham. Abraham is at 130. I have Mr. Abraham. Oh yeah, he is on there. He's fighting Andres Cortez. Yeah. How did I miss Abraham? Wow. That is a great card. And that's tomorrow. Rafael Espinoza versus Sergio Carino. Andres Cortez versus Abraham Nova. Troy Osley versus Javier Martinez. Floyd Diaz versus Francisco Pedraza Portillo. Demler Zamora versus Jose Antonio Meza. Steven Navarro versus Juan Pablo Meza. They must be brothers. Brian Polacco versus Richard Acevedo. Albert Gonzalez versus Conrado Martinez. That is a great card, man. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty good. So yeah, boxing is in great shape. Back to back every weekend. And remember, we got a Thursday card next week. Wow. Robeisy. Robeisy is the co-main. I would have liked to see him and Espinosa run it back though, because that was a great fight. That was a great fight. Lorenzo Medina fighting on the TO card, 10-0 with 9 knockouts. He knocked the guy so silly one time that when he got off the campus, he raised his wow. He raised his hand like he won, Adam. Wow. He must have dreamt he won in his nap that he took. That's wild there. He raised his hand like he won. Yeah, but we're always doing boxing history over here at Cash Sports. And if you have any shows you want to see or profiles, put it in the chat. They're always done on Wednesdays. We got Arkansas next week. We got to come up with something for Tuesday. Oh yeah, and Monday we're having profile on I forgot the name. Me and Old School is doing it. Max Baer. Yeah. Anybody familiar with the Beverly Hillbillies? You know, Jeffro's real name is Max Baer Jr. Max Baer is his father. Jeffro comes from a boxing family. His uncle, Buddy Baer, also boxed. Yep. Back in the 30s, 40s, around that period. When Joe Louis and Max Smelling and all of them was battling it out. Yep. Jeffro's uncle and his father fought back then. And Jeffro took issue at how they portrayed Max Baer in a movie because a couple of people died in the ring after fighting. One guy died after he fought him, and then another guy had another fight. Then he died, but it was from injuries sustained in the fight against Max Baer, yeah. And yeah, they had made a movie about it. I forgot what it was called. What's the name of that movie? Some kind of man. Elephant Man? Was it Elephant Man? Yeah. And Jeffro didn't like the way they portrayed his father in that movie. But yeah, we're doing that Monday. So we're not going to have a JBT panel discussion this week. We're going to be doing the profile. It's still early in the JBT day too. We got Just Do Boxing coming up at 4. And the Rise podcast at 9 o'clock. And you know, you always might catch a Casuals Corner or BN Boxing News. Check out what Prison Talk with Tommy got going on over there. We got the Angry White Men dropping videos and stuff. William Old School Rant and D1. I think they'll be on tomorrow. I don't know what time because came on at 7 last week. I'm not sure what it is this week, but they'll be on. William Old School Rant and D1 with their new show in the JBT. We got hashtag Let's Talk Fashion that kicked off their second season. Looking forward to that every Wednesday. I got some shows, ideas for Remo. So I can follow up his show with his own ideas every Wednesday. Yeah. But that's how we're doing it in the JBT. And tomorrow is a Friday night hangout. And remember, have you got your ticket for the 55-inch TV, the JBT raffle? Remember, July 13th. Less than a month away from it. $10 for a 55-inch TV. Anybody that haven't heard about it, okay, you send $10 to this Cash App. I'm going to put it in the chat right now. The Cash App is $, when I can get back to the chat. It's $, JBT Network, all caps. All caps, Cash. You're getting ready to put small letters in there. JBT. What's that? He spelled JBT. JBT. JBT Network, the number 1. There it is. I just asked myself a very stupid question. How do you spell JBT? There it is. Send $10 to that Cash App. Oh, you heard about that, Adam? Yeah. He was on remember the Beverly Hillbillies? Yeah. His father and his uncle were boxers. Yeah. Both pretty good boxers, too. Yeah. I'm not sure if they had titles. I know they both fought for titles. Old school, but no. But we're doing a profile on Max Berry on Monday. I'm sure Buddy will come up, his brother. His brother fought Joe Louis and Max Melly. Yep. And I think what was the other one? Jess Willis, another guy. But I know Buddy Bear fought Joe Louis and Max Melly, and lost to both of them. I think he fought Max Melly, and the winner was going to fight Joe Louis or something like some kind of way it went like that. But yeah, both of them were pretty good heavyweights back in that era. Yeah, of boxing. That was when boxing hadn't been too long. Went to 15 rounds, about 15 years or so. Because before then it was unlimited round. The no decision era, where a round ended when somebody got knocked down, and the fight ended when somebody couldn't continue. I did the thing. We had a 110 round fight one time. It started on Thursday, ended on Friday. Both fighters would get down, the round would end, but get knocked down, the round would end, but then they would get back up, so the fight would continue. After the 1 minute break, you come back out there and toe them off. After 110 rounds, the referee got tired and said, "That's it. This fight is over." The man probably got hungry or something, man. It started on Thursday, ended on Friday. He just kept fighting all night. 110 rounds. I think that's the record. Also had the shortest knockout, was 11 seconds. The guy came out there and knocked the guy out with the first punch he threw in the fight. And that's something. That's kind of suspicious there. They should check out some bank accounts or something after that fight, man. I mean, the first punch you threw in the fight, you knocked the guy out. Come on, man. But Denise Estrada knocked another woman out in 7 seconds. It had to be one of the first punches. Yeah. But yeah, the 11-second one, the guy came, the bell rang, came out there and punched, boom, the fight over. So that's kind of suspicious. Did the guy take a dive? Probably. I mean, you trained to take punches and sparring and everything. What's the chances of getting that perfect one in? But the first one he threw was no feeling out or anything. No jabbing. No kind of closing the distance. Just walk right out there and knock the guy out. Come on, man. That's kind of suspicious. Yeah, exactly, Adeem. Those guys be in the dressing room. Where's the money? In the briefcase. That's right. That's what they did in that one. And he was like, "I'll be back for my money real fast, too. Because the first thing that come at me, I'm going down. Get my money ready. It's not going to take no 4 or 5 rounds. 11 seconds. So he said, just leave the briefcase right there. When he left to make his ring walk, I'll be right back." Yeah. And he came right back. So yeah, they should have looked at that. Because boxing, man, yeah, it still happens. We had some fixed fights recently. I always point to the Maxie Hughes, George Kambosos fight. That was fixed. I gave Maxie Hughes 10 rounds to 2. But George Kambosos got his hand raised. Okay. Rolly Romero, Ismael Barroso. Look at that one. I bet you Tony Weeks got a little bit richer after that fight. And not just with his pay he made from reffing the fight. That envelope he got on the side. Yeah, Adam says, I've seen it happen a lot of times. Yeah. Yeah. All that money that Tony made on the side for stopping that fight when he did. Remember? He stopped the fight. Rolly was swinging that air. I think Barroso landed on him during that exchange. And now, none of them will fight the old guy. Remember, Barroso had a title eliminator with the guy. I think his name was Davis. I think he was from the UK. Title eliminator for the WBA belt, which Rolly had at the time. Barroso stopped the guy in the first round, sparked him out. Rolly jumped up on the ring apron and said, "Stop to Barroso." I thought they was talking about the fight because that was the title eliminator for Rolly's belt. But Rolly fought Pitbull. So what was the title eliminator for? It's crazy. Nobody will fight the old guy. They're all scared of him. They're all scared of Moroso. And I don't blame him. I got him beating Pitbull. They say power is the last thing to go. And Moroso is proof of it. His power hasn't went anywhere. Still stopping people. Now that's not to say that Rolly wouldn't have went on to win the fight, because it wasn't open. He was in the fight. But they took Moroso's chances away. He was winning on the cards at that point. What was it, the 8th or 9th? Now, like I say, Rolly could have still went on and won. He might have stopped Moroso, or he might have caught up on the cards. But we'll never know, because Tony Weeks stopped it prematurely. You know? That's the bad part. We don't know. Moroso had an excellent chance of winning. He was doing very well. Then they gave Rolly a knockdown in the round before when he threw the man down. Yeah. Threw Moroso on the mat, and Tony Weeks called it a knockdown. He was clearly paid off. Just waiting for the chance to stop it. Because they were watching and they said, Tony, Rolly can't do it. They gave him the signal. We need you to do it, Tony. And Tony did it. He stopped it. It was crazy. Then he was involved in some fight with, remember that, what was it, John Pascal? Face was bloody. You couldn't even see his face for the blood, but Tony didn't stop that one. And I think somebody went in a coma from a fight Tony was refereeing. So he could have been gunshot too. But Moroso wasn't in any kind of trouble. You know? He wasn't hurt. I don't think he was. Not enough to stop it. But I've seen a whole bunch of curious stoppages. Yeah. They need to start checking these bank accounts after the fight. Just Do Boxing in the building. What's up, Just Do? Just Do Boxing coming up next in about 20 minutes. The voice of the streets. I told you we got everything over here, man. Just Do Boxing. You will find out everything that's currently going on in boxing right now. Everything, man. And get a good biased read on it of what's going on. Get the view from both sides. Everybody gets their Just Do over there at Just Do Boxing. Coming up in 20 minutes. Salute Just Do Boxing. From New Jersey, the home of Slick Shakur Stevens. Slick Shakur is fighting in July, right? Autumn, I think he'll watch Autumn. Yeah. He'll do a better job on it than Frank did. Yeah. Frank had trouble with Autumn. I don't think Shakur will have any kind of trouble. It's going to be a demonstration. Because of all that noise we heard from the De Los Santos fight. What's his name? De Los Santos. It's going to be a demonstration this time. To shut everybody up. That I had all this criticism and stuff. It's going to be a demonstration, watch. Autumn is going up out of there. Similar to, what was the guy named? Yoshino? Very similar to that. Shakur's going to be up in the pocket, piecing Autumn up. And I would say about 7-ish, 8-ish. Autumn will be up out of there. Between 7 and 9, I'll say. Yeah. He'll get it done. And then I think Shakur will fight the guy that beat Navarrete. When the Navarrete for the other belt at 135. What's his name? Navarrete, yeah. The Ukrainian guy. Shakur will fight him. And then Tank and Loma. And then the winner of that 135 will be unified, undisputed champion at 135. Okay? We'll end up with Shakur and Tank. Everybody knows that. People can say what they want to say, the haters, but it's going to end up Shakur and Tank in the end. In 2025. Who's going to beat him? Do you think Autumn going to beat Shakur or the other guy? What's the other guy's name? The Ukrainian guy? Nah, that ain't happening. Loma's not beating Tank. Now, Tank might have to have another fight between then and now. Between Loma and Shakur. because somebody's got to fight the Ukrainian guy that has the other belt, right? What does he have? The WBO? Tank has a WBA. Loma has a WBO, right? Cure has, I don't know what they have, but I know that's the four with the title. And somebody has to fight the Ukrainian guy to get that third belt out of the way. That will be a big undisputed fight, too. Tank and Shakur Stevens. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Slick Shakur Stevens. That will be huge. In 2025, it's going to happen. Shakur is the only one with a chance of beating Tank. I don't think any of the rest of them even have a chance. Or beating Shakur. I would put Loma as the number 3 man. So there's a lot of good youngsters down there at 135, though. A whole lot of good youngsters. Mm-hmm. Zepeda? You think Zepeda will get the Ukrainian guy? Zepeda is easy work for Tank, though, because Zepeda, his defense is his offense. He just stands there throwing, and it's easy right there to be countered. I can see Zepeda going to sleep early. Coming out there, walking forward, just throwing punches like a robot, you know. See him going to sleep early. No defense. Like a Umbili. Okay? Yeah. His defense is his offense. Until you run into the right person. But you got a good point there, T. I forgot all about Zepeda. I don't think too much of him, to tell you the truth. Abdullah Mason, future, yeah. Very big problem in the future. Not far away, he should be fighting pretty soon. Abdullah should, yeah. Shouldn't he? When did he last fight? Yeah, Abdullah should be in there pretty soon. Again, you know, have prospects fight. Remember back in the day, Mike Tyson was a prospect. He fought 15 times in 1 year. And remember the profile last Friday, he averaged 14 fights per year, but they don't do that anymore. You know, they don't do that anymore. I might fight one time in 2 years. Is Keith Thurman retired officially yet? He should just stop faking like he's still fighting and just go ahead and say he retired, man. Because everybody is getting tired of Keith saying he's fighting this one and then something happened and 2 more years ago past it, or I'm fighting so-and-so. Keith, just be a commentator. You're retired, sir. Okay? You know, stop lying to yourself, Keith. Keith once upon a time Thurman. Wow. T. Hill just put a paragraph in there. Let me read it. Okay. T. Hill says, absolutely, Kevin. Loma and Shakur are on a collision course with Tank. Both of those fights are possible. L. He has control of 3 of the belts. He's not trying to possibly lose them all. Okay. Yeah. Good point, T. Hill. He has control of 3 of them. He sure does. But he says Loma, I heard him say it, Loma, he's talking to the PBC people about Tank and Loma. He said, I'm talking to Al and the PBC people. Yeah, I heard him say that over the weekend. Mm-hmm. So maybe he's just fooling us like Keith Thurman, just talking. I don't know. I hope not. Because Loma will be a pretty good fight for Tank. I told you, after Tank and Shakur, I got Loma over all those youngsters right now. Loma still got something left in the tank. Just ask Devin. Okay. Loma still got a lot left in the tank. Or ask Kambosos. Mm-hmm. Loma over everybody at 135 other than Tank and Shakur. Yeah. What is Loma? 34? Something like that. Yeah. Let me check out something real quick. Yeah, but I hope everybody enjoyed the boxing in Arizona today, and stop by tomorrow for the life and career of King Carlos Monzon, prior champion from the 70s. One of those great Hall of Fame champions from the 70s. We got Just Do Boxing coming up in about 15 minutes. And today he's talking about Bob Arum offers Teofimo to Devin. Ryan officially retires. Bill Haney calls out YouTube channels. Coming up in 15 minutes on Just Do. Sweet, that sounds fire. I gotta get over there. Bill Haney calls out YouTube channels. Did he call out Little Cat Sports? No, Bill don't know about me yet. Okay. Bill, you're a big mouth liar. Now, I call you out. Call me out, Bill Haney. He is. Bill lies all the time, man. Every time he opens his mouth, just about. And he's paying all those big channels to lie for him. I ain't gonna say no names, but people with 100,000 subscribers sitting up there saying Bill Haney's talking points. Just shameless, man. Shameless. Doesn't make any sense. But it's all good. But that's coming up over on Just Do Boxing. Bill Haney calls out YouTube channel. Don't meet me there, beat me there. We're going over there in about 10 minutes. The Voice, I told you The Voice will keep you up to date on everything that's going on in boxing right now. Everything, okay? We got it covered in the JBT. We got The Voice covering everything going on currently. We got Cash Sports doing the history. We got a boxing hangout with Jay Hardcore. We just go Jay Hardcore, go over there, hang out and talk boxing. We got the fashion show with Remo. A blend of fashion, sports, entertainment, and life. We got Prison Talk with Tommy. What a story he's got to tell. And now he's a successful personal trainer with his first child on the way. That's Coach's new channel. Angry White Men. William Old School and ran in D1. They always angry. Yeah. They both white men and they always angry. I told you Old School was over here Monday, ran on the KBT panel discussion. Yeah. He'll be over here Monday angry. We doing the what are we doing Monday? The Max Bayer profile, me and William Old School and ran. Yeah. And then we got BN Boxing News. We got Casual Corner with Ant McQueen and Thomas Hill breaking down every aspect of a fight. You haven't watched the fight until you watch a Casual Corner breakdown. And then we got one of the biggest channels in these YouTube streets, the Rise Podcast, the Mighty Rise Podcast at 9 o'clock. BN Boxing News, breaking down fights after the fight on fight night. BVO Boxing TV, one of our newer channels. He does breakdowns after fights too. Jumping back and forth between them, both of them are fighting. Yeah. And that's all JBT. And it's early in the day. Just Do Boxing in a couple minutes. And any of those other channels you might catch at any time. Okay? Yeah. At any time. Corey says Keyshawn, Secure, and Mason can't wait. Yeah, any of those channels you can catch at any time. Don't have regular schedule. Like Prison Talk with Tommy. He's not going live yet, but he's dropping some good videos. Fire stuff, man. He got some stories to tell. And BN Boxing News, Casuals Corner, BVO Boxing TV. If he was in here today, hit that link, you would see every time BVO Boxing TV is around, it's live, baby. I left him alone yesterday. He was talking crazy, but y'all noticed I left him alone. T Hill and Old School handled him. I just laid back in the gap and I ain't say too much, you know. But I left him alone. But yeah. I hope everybody enjoyed the show though. Stop by tomorrow for King Carlos Monzon's profile. Life and Career, King Carlos Monzon. And a fire card tomorrow night, man. I did not know we had all those people on there. You know, the headliner is Rafael Espinoza and Torino, and Troy Isley on the card, Abraham Nova on the card, and a few others are on there. That's a fire card, man. Friday night boxing. Then we got Thursday night boxing next week. Then we got the big one with Bam Rodriguez, Juan Francisco, that I talked about a little while ago. I got Bam in that one. Nobody's talking too much about that fight. That's going to be a biggie, man. One of the big ones of the year. What is that? Oh, okay. Damn. Look at my chat. I'm still over on Just Do channel. Not yet, Cass. You're too early. I'm still going on. I'm over in Just Do's chat. Okay. I know it's going to be good, but be patient. It's coming up in a few minutes. I got to finish my show. And I'm sitting over here. Wow. Sorry about that, y'all. Freestyle Media Sports in the building. What's up, Freestyle? That's another fire channel. Old School in here? What's up, Old School? I didn't know you was in here. Freestyle Media Sports, another fire channel in his YouTube street. He rocks with the JBT. He was greeting Old School, but I didn't see Old School. Old School and Durant and D1 will be on tomorrow with their second episode. Angry White Man. Fire show. I missed the first one. And then I ain't gonna say no name. This jerk, what they call it, hit him for some kind of violation or something and took the show down. This jerk in these YouTube streets with one of these big channels, man, is just, I don't understand it, man. Why you worrying about a little small channel that just started, copyrighted, man? Take the show down. I ain't gonna say no name. But the guy's a jerk. Yeah. Starts with an S. It's got Biz in it. Ends with adult. Okay. That's enough. He's a jerk. And he had copyrighted him and had the show taken down. Yeah, ridiculous. Big channel, but they're not successful doing. They hate us doing stuff like that. It's a wonder he ain't one of them ones spreading still ain't these nonsense. But anyway, I'm getting ready to get up out of here. Enjoyed it again. Get ready to put another Cass Sports in the history books. And I really appreciate everybody for rocking with me. You know, you get it 100 over here, man. I don't care if you got 1 million subscribers. If you're a jerk, you're a jerk. That's with my JBT best friend. You know, and you know, I'll be the JBT attack dog. You know, when you mess with the other channels, I'll be the attack dog. Okay, just let me know if you want me to attack, and I will attack. Right? That might get me some popularity. You know, but yeah, leave this. It's just, they probably saw their JBT behind the name. Just hate, man. They see a young, successful organization and just start hating. Man. Stay in your lane. Your channel got all these subscribers. I guess you're successful. You know, it's crazy. It's just crazy. Just the guy's just a jerk. He looks like a jerk. You haven't seen it. Talking all female-ish and stuff. He's a jerk. Okay. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. Let me do my little rundown. Okay. We had, somebody said Old School, but I haven't seen Old School. But William Old School ran hashtag JBT. Freestyle Media Sports. Just Do Boxing, coming up in a couple minutes. Tim Layton, hashtag JBT. Bruce Gas Boxing, Jazz, and more. BN Boxing News. Trump. Corey Faints, hashtag JBT. Adam Hurley from Arizona gave us some good information about boxing in Arizona because it was boxing in Arizona today, and it was a perfect day for Adam to show up. Appreciate you, Adam Hurley. Thank you for all that information that you helped the show along with, bro. Appreciate you 1,000%. Mike Mazik, Let's Talk Fashion, aka Remo, hashtag JBT. Second season has started. Lonnie Lee, hashtag JBT. Azim Shabazz, former boxer. #1 sparring partner of Mazdu Saad Muhammad. Ray Patterson, straight out of New Jersey. Appreciate you, RP. Thomas Hill, hashtag JBT. No, I appreciate T Hill. And Al Booger was in the building. What's up, AB? The Boxing Menu podcast, always over here supporting. And Miss Cass, hashtag JBT, the Executive Vice President. I'm an employee of Cass Sports, and somebody tell her I need a raise because I'm not making enough money doing this. Okay? I don't think she's in here anymore. But everybody, I appreciate you for stopping by today. Another Cass Sports going in the history books. Tomorrow, the life and career of King Carlos Monzon, legendary middleweight champion from the 60s and 70s. Bruce Gas can tell you about it. You know, I tell you, all those guys those champions from the 70s, 95% I'm in the Hall of Fame, man, because they were just legendary. What a decade. That was a decade I came into boxing with. And, you know, I was spoiled. I expect that all the time, man. And, you know, sometimes it gets disappointing nowadays seeing what's going on in the sport after coming into the sport in that kind of decade, you know. But it's boxing. We got to deal with what we got, but we can complain about it. But everybody have a great day. I'm going to put this one in the books. Just Do Boxing coming up in a couple minutes. Appreciate everybody. Hopefully see y'all tomorrow. Life and career of King Carlos Monzon. Just Do Boxing straight ahead. Cass Sports. Have a great one, everybody. Don't meet me there, beat me there.